Good evening, friends, A-Team family, and supporters. It is so good to be in virtual community with all of you this evening. This year, we have pulled each other through some deeply challenging times. Our year has been marked by grief, loss, and a White House that has failed us time and time again. But together, we have decided to choose hope and strategy in the face of that adversity. Together, we have fought for the humanity and dignity of our neighbors. We have organized, we have mobilized, we have legislated our values. Our campaign and our movement has always been about the people, and you have never lost sight of that. I know that you have pulled your neighbors through in these challenging times. Your radical acts of love and caretaking have truly defined the spirit of the Massachusetts 7th and the heart, the true heart of our nation. Now, today, we have seen unprecedented voter turnout right here in the Massachusetts 7th and across America. Millions of those votes were cast as an act of love, a commitment to ourselves, our families, and folks we've never met, but who share our stories, who share our struggles, and who share our brilliance. Time and again, we have turned to each other in these moments and at these times. I thank you for your radical acts of love. Together, we have fought for the humanity and dignity of our neighbors. We have organized, we have mobilized, and again, we have legislated our values. In the midst of unprecedented hurt, we have shown unprecedented community, unprecedented love, and unprecedented voter turnout right here in the Massachusetts 7th and across the America. Millions of those votes again were cast as an act of love, a commitment to ourselves, our families, and folks we've never met, but who share our stories, our struggles, our dreams, and our brilliance. Now, when I went to vote early with my husband, we were at the Shelburne Community Center, and we met a married couple that has voted together in every election since they were married nearly 5 decades ago. Now think for a moment about what they've lived through in those decades, the heartbreak and the progress. They remain clear-eyed, walking into that polling place hand in hand, committed to our democracy, committed to seeing us through. Two stories that stand out for me today. Earlier this morning, I was in Hyde Park and I met a first-time voter named Julian. Just a few months past 18 years old, he voted alongside his mother for the first time. It was clear that he'd accompanied her to the polls many times, just as I had stood at my own mother's hip for many years before I was tall enough and old enough to reach that lever. When I asked Julian how he was feeling today, he told me he was ready to make his voice heard. And then this evening, I was in Roxbury and I met an elder named Coralina. She recently lost one of her legs to diabetes. She's in her early 70s. And she said, I told my daughter to bring me because I would not be able to sleep until I voted. Unprecedented times, unprecedented courage, unprecedented voting as a radical act of love. So we've showed up. We have met the moment because we know the truth is that a better world, another world is possible. A world that is just and kind, and we are building it right now together. This movement is about more than the transaction of a vote, though. We organize to build community. We organize to build a more just world. We organize not just for an election cycle. We organize for the upliftment of community and the advancement of progress. Now, as the polls close tonight, we recommit to that work together. It has truly been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your Congresswoman these past 2 years. I'm so honored to have decisively earned your trust and your confidence for a second term, and we are just getting started. This is what I know. Yes, it is possible to legislate justice and accountability. people over profits, joy over trauma, freedom over fear. Yes, it is possible to write budgets that actually value Black lives. We are writing the next chapter of this nation's history together, right now. So I thank you. I thank you for your contributions. I thank you for your commitment. I thank you for your sweat equity. Now, tonight, for all that hard work and all that sacrifice, I'm going to ask you to take a moment to just take good care of yourself. Hold your loved ones close and ready yourselves for the meaningful work that lies ahead. As my mother would tell me every election day, since she was a super voter and made sure I knew that that was our superpower, she would turn to me and say, Ayanna, never forget that we are powerful. I believed her then, and I still do today.